Okay, so we're going to do a bit of a flow this evening. Obviously, do what you can do. As always, listen to your bodies. You're the ones that are living in them, not me. So if something feels not so good, then don't do it. If you need to rest, rest in whatever comfortable position is good for you. I will give you options going through anyway, so obviously take the option that suits you best and feels most comfortable in your body. We're just going to start with some breathing tonight, so I'm going to go back on my mat. I'm going to start stood up. Get you all moving straight away. So we're going to start just with some Tai Chi breath. So you want your feet kind of hip width or maybe a bit wider, and a soft bend in the knees, so the legs are soft, but obviously the muscles are slightly engaged. We're going to bring our hands in front of us. Imagine a great big ball of energy, and as we inhale, we're going to expand that ball out as far as our lungs will allow us. And as we exhale, bring that ball of energy back again, so contracting the air out. Inhaling, really expanding that ball of energy. And then exhaling, really squeeze that back out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Just moving with your own breath, keep it going. That's excellent. Wherever you are, we're going to do 2 more. And then once you finish those rounds of 2, just let the breath come back to normal for a moment, and I'll explain the next one. So we're going to have 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. We're going to take a nice big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to push the air away from us, weight going into the front foot. Then as we inhale, we're going to pull the air back into the lungs, weight in the back foot. So exhaling, coming forwards. Inhaling, coming back. Exhaling, going forwards. Inhaling, coming back. Exhaling. Inhaling. Brilliant, guys. Keep going. Pushing that air away and then inhaling it back to the body. Pushing it away and then inhaling back to the body. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Then take a step forwards and inhale back on the other leg. Exhaling out. Inhaling it back. Brilliant, keep going. Two more. Excellent. And then coming back, bringing our feet as wide as our hips. We're going to bring the fingers together and take the palms so that they're turned away from you. Then inhaling a great big long breath as you raise the arms up above your head. Hold that breath there. And then exhaling, taking the hands out to the sides, really reaching through the palms. Excellent. And then the same again, so inhaling the arms up. Holding the breath in at the top. And then exhaling out, really stretching through the palms. Beautiful. Inhaling up. Hold it there. Exhaling out. Lovely. Inhale up. Hold. Exhaling out. Really elongating the breath to match the movement of the arms, keeping it smooth. Inhaling it up. Hold. And out. Excellent. 2 more. Last one. Excellent. So now we're just going to get some stretching going on into the side of the body. So we're going to bring our arms up above our head and have a clasp in the hands that is comfortable for you, whether you're doing a Charlie's Angel Gun or whether you just want to have your fingers together and maybe your thumbs crossed over. So really stretch up through the fingers. We want our feet to be at least hips width. Really relax the shoulder blades down the back and squeeze the elbows towards one another to get those arms as straight as possible. Maybe tuck the tailbone under slightly, but only to a point where it's comfortable. So we're really in a great big long line. Inhaling, really lift up out of the waist to get some space in the spine. And then do a little bend over towards the left, just until you start to feel a stretch down the side of the body. And then really stretch out through that first finger, keeping the right armpit open towards the ceiling. Take a nice big inhale here. As you exhale, tighten all the muscles of the core and see if you can go a little bit further. Nice big inhale here, pull all of the core muscles in and then gradually come back up to the center. Let the arms come down, maybe have a couple of circles through the shoulders. And then inhale those arms up above the head and we'll do the other side. So first of all, make sure your shoulders are above your hips, hips above your knees, knees above your ankles. Relax those shoulders down the back and squeeze those elbows together. As you inhale, lift up out of the waist and then gently and slowly do a little bend over to the right this time. Really keeping the left armpit open towards the ceiling, really reaching the forefingers away from you. Really feel that stretch down the left side body. Take a nice big inhale here. And on the exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. Keep breathing. Nice big inhale, pull all the muscles in around the core. And as you exhale, come back up to center. Bring the hands down again and get a nice circle through the shoulders. I lost my words there for a second. Okay, that's brilliant, well done. Now we're going to take a really, really wide step on our mat, or rug, or carpet, wherever you are. And keeping the toes turned out towards the corners of the mat, because we obviously want to give ourselves some room. We're going to come down into Goddess, hands on the knees. And to start with, we're just going to stretch out the side of the body. So whichever side you start on, and it doesn't matter because we're going to do both sides equally, press your hand into your knee so that you can keep your arm straight as you drop a shoulder into the middle. Then inhale up through center and exhale, drop the other shoulder into the middle. So we're just getting a nice stretch down the side body. So inhale to center, exhale one way. Inhale to center, exhale the other way. Inhale to center, exhale one way. Inhale to center, exhale the other way. Excellent. Come back to center and then come all the way up to standing and heel toe those feet back together. Then squeezing the feet together. So the feet together, the heels together, squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. If you need to use your hands for this, then use your hands. If you need to put your hands on your legs as you come down, put your hands on your legs. We're going to come down all the way down to seated. And then once we get there, I'm going to untuck the toes and just sit on the heels. If that's uncomfortable for you because you've got any knee issues or whatever, then just bring the legs straight out in front of you and just sit in staff pose. So whichever option with the legs you're taking, it doesn't matter. We're going to inhale the arms up to center and then exhale as we twist round towards the left. Hand coming to knee and the other arm going behind you. Inhale up to center and then exhale to the other side. Inhale through center, exhale twist. Inhale up through center, exhale twist. Inhale up through center, exhale twist. Inhale up through center, exhale twist. One more each side. Inhale up through center, exhale twist. Inhale up through center, exhale twist. Inhale up through center, then let the arms come down by the sides. We're now just going to do a little forward bend. So if you're on your knees, you can stay on your knees and you can come into child's pose. So you can either do child's pose with your knees together or with your knees apart. It depends on what's most comfortable for your hips. Mine are more comfortable a bit apart. If you're doing child's pose, then just come forwards and then rest the elbows. Maybe you want to bring your hands like this to rest your head, or maybe you can take your head all the way down to the ground. I'm just going to take a few moments in that pose. If you'd rather do something that's a bit deeper on the lower back, or if you've got any issues with your knees or your ankles, then seated pose is absolutely fine. And we're just going to roll the spine forwards to come into a forward bend over our legs. And again, some people will find it more comfortable with the ankles together. Some people will find it more comfortable with a bit of space, so coming into a wide leg forward fold. Whichever option, do what feels best for your body this evening. And just take a few restorative breaths whilst you're in this position. Inhaling and exhaling, really feeling that stretch on the lower spine. With each exhale, see if you can relax a little bit deeper into the posture. And then whichever option you've taken, lift your head and gradually walk your hands back towards your hips as you come back up into seated. Beautiful. Right. If you're on your knees, we're just going to flip around into tabletop. So obviously if you were sat down, then again, just move yourself around into tabletop. And we're going to go straight into a back bend here. So we've obviously just done the forward bend. So this time we want to bend the spine in the other direction. So coming down to the elbows first, you want to keep your hips above your knees and mount your chest towards the floor. So depending on your flexibility, some of you will be able to get your forehead down to the floor. Some of you will need to stay on your elbows. But get into a position that is reasonably comfortable for you. And just take a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, take the weight back into your elbows, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, coming into tabletop. Ideally, you want your knees below your hips and your wrists below your shoulders. If you have tight wrists, then you can move your hands further forward to give you a bit more space. So from tabletop, we're going to stretch the right leg out behind us. And just hold it there for a moment and really ground down through the hands and the knee and the foot that's left on the ground. Pulling the core in, being really strong, we're going to lift the opposite arm. And again, just hold it there for a moment, stretching from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Pulling the core in, keeping breathing. Keep the neck nice and long. Excellent. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, bring the hand down, bring the knee down. Then we're going to go to the other side. So take the left leg out behind you this time. Really make that leg strong. Doesn't matter whether the toes pointed or flexed. Whatever helps you to feel stronger in the position. Then take the opposite arm out in front of you. Really grounding down through the hand, the knee, and the foot that's left on the floor. Pulling the core in, keeping breathing, and really stretching from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Doing really well, guys. Keep it there, keep it strong. Nice big inhale, keep the core strong. On the exhale, place the hand down, place the knee down. We're just going to have a little roll around through the spine before we move on further up the body. But just circling the ribs around, trying to get a bit of movement into every single vertebra. If this is too much on your knees, you can always lift your knees up off the floor and do exactly the same. Just takes a little bit more concentration. And then whichever way you're going, take it the other way. Excellent. Then bring the spine to stillness. We're going to circle around the wrists. Starting off quite small, and then making those circles bigger and bigger and bigger until we're coming forward of the wrists and we're taking our hips all the way back to our heels. So really big circles. And then coming back up to center, take those wrist circles the other way. Again, starting small. And then gradually getting larger and larger and larger. I'm cracking and creaking all over the place. I don't know about you guys. Okay, and then bring it back to center. Tucking the toes under, we're going to take the knees off the floor, just a couple of centimetres. So keeping it really, really low, really pulling in through the core, and just holding this for a couple of breaths. Really feel how that warms up the belly. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, take the knees down. We're going to do that once more with an added extra. So really ground down through the hands and the fingers. Make sure the finger pads are pressing into the floor just as much as the palms, so that the weight is distributed well. Prepare yourself, so nice big inhale. Then as you exhale, lift those knees up off the floor slightly and lift the left heel slightly. Really pull the core in tight. Put the left foot down. Lift the right foot up. Really pull that core muscle in. Keep breathing. Put the foot down. Put the knees down. Have a little rest in child's pose. On the next inhale, start to move forwards, coming up to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes under, then take the hips up into our first downward facing dog. And because it's our first, let's have a wiggle and a jiggle here. So maybe pad down through the feet, maybe stretch the chest towards the thighs, or move through the shoulders, wherever you feel you need to move this evening. Maybe come up onto the tiptoes, maybe the sides of the feet, wherever you want to move. Then float the left leg up behind you. Bring the left leg forwards and place it on the outside of the hands. We're going to keep the right hand on the ground, stretch up through the left into a gentle twist. Maybe looking up towards that top thumb. Pulling the inner thighs towards one another. If you need more stability, drop the back knee. One more breath here. Then float that hand down to the outside of that foot. Whatever's going on with your back knee, lift it up if you need to. And then step the back foot forwards. Inhale into a halfway lift with a nice long neck and a nice long back. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees and inhale all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long back, nice long neck. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forwards. Take the left leg back this time. Keep the front knee above the ankle and the back leg, either keep the knee raised or drop it down, whichever you prefer. Grounding down through the left hand, we're going to float the right arm up. And again, if you want the back knee lifted, lift it. If you want it on the floor, keep it on the floor. With your head, you can either have your eyes looking to the ground with a really long neck, or if you want to increase the twist, then look up towards the top thumb. Really stretching those top fingers up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And then float that hand back down to frame the front foot. If the back knee is down, then lift it up and step that back leg forwards. Inhale into a halfway lift. Nice long neck. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long back. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Step back with the left leg, step back with the right leg into plank. Now if chaturanga is in your practice, that's what comes next. Otherwise, drop your knees to the floor and then drop your chest and your chin to the floor. Then as you do a nice big inhale, roll the chest forward between the hands and come into cobra. If you did chaturanga, then obviously do up dog. Nice big inhale here, really stretching the chest forwards. Exhale, come back down to the mat. Tuck the toes. Take the hips back towards the heels for a second in child's pose, really stretching out that lower back. Then take the hips back up towards the ceiling into downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg up behind you, bringing the left hand behind, the left foot even, behind the left hand. Then step the right foot forwards. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees and inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long back, long neck. Exhale, fold forwards. Right leg this time. Take the right leg back, then take the left leg back. If you want to do knees, chest, chin, then do knees, chest, chin to the floor. Otherwise, take the weight forward of the hands, keeping the elbows in, come down to chaturanga. And then sweep that chest forward into either cobra or up dog. If you're doing up dog, engage the legs so the knees come up off the floor. Nice big inhale here, really stretching that long line of fascia down the front of the body. Bringing the chest forward, stretching the belly. Exhaling, coming down to the mat. Tuck the toes. Take the hips back towards the heels for a second in child's pose. Then take the hips up towards the ceiling, back into our downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Really concentrating on having a straight line from the wrists all the way to the bottom of the spine. Stretching that chest towards the thighs. Float the right leg up behind you. Step it forwards. Step the left leg forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long back, long neck. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhaling all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Excellent, well done guys. We're going to do more into sideways hips now. I've just turned around so I can still see you. So inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, fold forwards, bend the knees if you need. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long neck, nice long back. Exhale, fold forwards. Step back with the left leg, drop the heel down to the mat and open the hips to the side. You want to keep the front knee above the front ankle and then windmill the arms up into warrior two. So really think about the arms coming straight out of the arm sockets, your body being balanced above your hips so that you're not all twisted. You want the front of the body to be open with the hips and then look out over the front fingertips. Really feel those legs being strong, feet pressing down into the mat. Then flipping the front palm open. We're going to inhale back into reverse warrior. Really looking up towards the ceiling, stretching our fingertips over the top of our head. Then as you exhale, come forwards, bring the front elbow to the knee and reach those top fingers right over the head so we have a really long line stretch from our fingers to the side of the back foot. Inhale as we come up. Bringing the arms with us into reverse. Looking up, stretching up. Legs stay static the whole time. Exhaling, coming forwards. Elbow to knee, stretch over the top. One more in each direction. So inhaling as we come up into reverse. And then exhaling as we come forwards. Inhaling as you windmill back up to warrior two. Look out over the front fingers. Keeping those legs strong. Exhale and windmill the hands to frame the front foot. Spin on the back toes so that you can bring your hips back to center. And then step back with the front foot. From here, either bring your knees to the mat, then your chest and your chin, or come down to chaturanga, keeping the elbows in. Then cobra or up dog as we bring the chest forwards. Really trying to stretch the chest between the forearms, trying to get some length in that back bend. Exhale back down to the mat. Tuck the toes, take the hips back towards the heels and straight up into downward facing dog. From here, you can either step forward to the front of your mat or look forward and do a little hop, landing silently. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees and inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Then we're going to do the other side. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, folding forwards, bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice long back, nice long neck. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Right leg this time, step back. Opening the hips, place the back heel on the mat. Nice bend in the front knee, pull the core in and windmill up to warrior two on this side. So the hips are open to the sides. Our body is directly in line with our hips so that we're nice and open. Really stretch the arms out from the shoulders. Nice bend in the front knees, the knees above the ankle. If you're finding that you can't get your knee above the ankle, take a shorter step. If you find your knees forward of your ankle, then take a longer step. Really stretching out through those fingertips, looking out over the front hand. Nice big inhale here. As you exhale, flip the front palm. Inhale into reverse warrior, looking up towards the ceiling, stretching through the fingertips. Exhale, come forward, elbow to knee, stretch the top arm over. Good work, guys. Inhale, coming up into reverse. And then exhale, coming forwards, elbow to knee, stretch that top hand over. Inhale, last one, coming up into reverse. And then exhale, coming forward, stretching that top arm over. Beautiful stuff. Inhaling back up to warrior two, keeping those legs still stationary. Good. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, windmill the hands to frame the front foot as you turn on the toes of the back foot and bring the hips back to center. Step the front foot back to plank. Then either bring your knees to the floor, then your chest and your chin, or come forwards and down to chaturanga. Inhaling into cobra or up dog. Couple of breaths here. Really stretch that chest forwards. Really get a nice stretch down the front of the hip flexors. And then on your next exhale, come down to the mat. Tuck the toes, take the hips back towards your heels, and then up into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. And then, in a method of your own volition, look forward, do a step, a jump, a hop, a skip towards the front of your mat. Inhale, nice long back, Nice long neck. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees and inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Beautiful. Take a turn towards the side of your mats. Just going to do a little bit of balancing. So starting off with your feet together, toes touching and heels touching. We're going to inhale the arms up above our head. And as you exhale, cross left under right. If you can hold on to your shoulders, hold on to your shoulders. If you have more flexibility in your practice and you can wrap your arms and maybe grasp your hands and keep your hands straight, then do that. So we're coming into eagle arms. First of all, just inhale here. And as you exhale, lift the elbows up and feel how that stretches the shoulder muscles. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, pull the core in and come down into chair. And then really focusing on grounding down through the feet. Try and lift the right foot and cross it over the left. Finding a point to focus on. If it's in your practice and you can wrap the foot, then wrap the foot. But it doesn't do anything extra for the pose. So if you're here, that's still doing exactly the same thing. Really squeeze the inner thighs together. Keep the shoulders up. See if you can sit down a little bit deeper. Nice big inhale here. Nice big exhale here. A little bit deeper. Nice big inhale. On the exhale, pull the belly in, stand back up and release the arms. Maybe give them a little shake. Then we're going to move to the other side. So inhale the arms up above us. And this time, cross the left one underneath the right. And then wrap the arms around each other or hug your shoulders, whichever feels most comfortable. Nice big inhale here. On the exhale, lift those elbows and feel that stretch in the shoulders. Couple of breaths here. Nice big inhale. On the exhale, pull the belly muscles in and come down into chair. Find your balance first. Really ground down through the right foot. Then lift the left leg up and over. Maybe that's where it stops for you. Maybe you can wrap the ankle, whichever suits your practice. Keeping the shoulders up so your shoulders are above your hips. Sit down a little bit deeper. Find your point of focus. Take a nice big inhale and see if you can lift those elbows a little bit again. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale, go a little deeper. Nice big inhale. Exhale, go a little bit deeper. Good work, guys. Inhale, come up, untangle the legs, release the arms, give them a little shake. Good stuff. That was the most difficult standing pose. We're now just going to do a little bit of balance work before we go down onto the floor. So hands on hips. If you're feeling really unbalanced today, find a kitchen worktop or something, chair that you can hold on to. This is a bit of a moving feast, so really ground down through the feet to start with. And then starting with the left leg, we're going to lift the knee up 3 times. And then straighten the leg and lift the straight leg up 3 times. Keeping the core pulled in. Good. Then we're going to bend the knee and take it out to 45 degrees and lift it in that position 3 times. Then straighten the leg and do exactly the same 3 times. Excellent. Bring that foot back to the center. Then take the toes behind you. Bending the knees, the toes lift up off the floor. We want to keep our torso upright and just lift the leg 3 times to the back. Then we take the leg long and lift it 3 times. It's not going to be very much because we want to keep this long line in the body. Then we're going to move to the other side. So again, ground down through the left foot this time. Then lift the right leg up. 3 lifts with that knee. Then a long leg. 3 lifts with a long leg. Excellent. Bend the knee back in. Take it to the 45 angle. 3 lifts at 45. Long leg. 3 lifts with a long leg. Excellent. Bring the feet together. Then take the right toes behind you. Bend the leg. Lift it up 3 times. And then a straight leg. Lift it up 3 times. Excellent. And then come back together. Really good stuff, guys. That's enough balancing for one day. But we've done quite a lot on shoulders this evening in one way or another. So we're going to do some shoulder stretches. So come down on your mats, so that you're laid on your mats. But I'm going to come forward this way so that you can see what I'm doing. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can still see my head and my shoulders? Excellent, thank you. Okay, so we're going to do some shoulder stretches. To start with, arms go straight out from the body in a T shape. We're going to really relax down through the left arm and then peel the body up off the floor. Maybe taking the top leg over if that's comfortable. Otherwise, you can keep it forwards. Whatever makes sense for you. So we're stretching into the front of the shoulder and we're compressing in the back of the shoulder. Top arm can go wherever feels good for you, on your hip, pressing on the floor if you want a bit more traction, or stretching over and reaching the other hand if that's in your practice. Couple of breaths here. And then on your next inhale, bring the top arm over in front of the face. And on the exhale, roll back onto your front. Then we're going to take that same arm that we've just stretched into cactus. So the arm's in cactus shape. And then exactly the same thing, but you won't go as deep. So roll over onto that cactus arm. You might find that you want to hang one of your legs in mid-air in the background. You might want to bring the foot to the floor, whatever feels comfortable. But this is a really intense stretch into the pec muscle. So go easy on yourselves as to what feels good. Relax the head. One more breath here. And then roll yourself back. Keeping the arm in cactus, stretch the other arm straight out in front of you. And then wiggle the cactus arm underneath the gap. And then bring the front arm around so your arms are completely crossed. So we've just extended through the front of the shoulder. So this is to extend through the back of the shoulder. If you can, relax the head down. And take a couple of breaths here. As you relax into the pose, you might find you can walk your fingers out a little bit further. Then lifting the head, untangle yourself, and then we're going to do exactly the same 3 moves on the other side. So start by stretching the arm out straight from the shoulder, and then peel the body off the floor to stretch into the front of the right shoulder. And then take whichever position you want with the top hand, whether that's on your hip or maybe pressing into the floor for a bit more traction. Try and relax the head and the neck. One more breath here. And then rolling yourself back to center. Move that hand into a cactus shape, so it's at right angles. And then peel yourself up again. So you're really stretching into the pec minor in this stretch. It can be quite intense. Relax the head. One more breath here. And then rolling ourselves back down onto the mat, keeping that arm in cactus. Stretch the other arm out in front of you. And then wiggle your cactus arm through the gap. And then bring the front arm around so your arms are completely crossed. And then relax the head down. So you might find, as we breathe into this posture, that the shoulders start to relax and you can get closer to the floor. You might find you want to walk away with your fingertips a little bit. Okay, and next inhale, lift up the head and untangle your arms. And if you've made your way off your mat, make your way back onto your mat. We're going to do whatever pose we like next, but it's going to be a restorative one. So something that is laid on your back. You could maybe choose just to do constructive rest with the knees touching, feet out to the sides and the back completely comfortable on the mat. You might want to do legs up the wall. If you've got any soreness in the lower back today, then legs up the wall is a really good pose to do here. If you feel like you need more of a stretch than that, you can maybe do happy baby. Or if you feel like doing something more active and it's in your practice, then you can roll the feet up above the head, support the lower back with the hands, and come into shoulder pose or plow. Whatever pose you want to do, we're going to take 5 breaths in this pose. Nice big inhales, nice big exhales. On your next inhale, start to think about moving. And whichever pose you're in, bring the feet to the floor, bring the hips to the floor. Take the arms straight out from the shoulders, and we're going to do a moving twist. Now, depending on what's in your practice, you can either do this with bent knees or with straight knees. Any issues with the lower back or the hips, then we're going to continue to do it with bent knees. If your lower back and hips are strong and healthy, you can do it with straight legs. It's entirely up to you, but do what is best for your body. And we're taking a nice big inhale at center. Then as we exhale, we're going to take the knees to one side, but keep both shoulders grounded on the floor. Inhale back through center, then take both knees to the other side, keeping those shoulders grounded on the floor. Inhale through center, exhale one way, keeping those shoulders grounded. Inhale through center, exhale the other way. Again, keeping those shoulders grounded. Inhale through center, exhale one way. Inhale through center, exhale the other way. Inhale to center, one more each side. Exhale one way. Inhale through center, exhale the other way. Inhale through center, put the feet down on the floor and get yourself really comfortable. If you feel like you're going to get cold, put on a jumper or grab a blanket. Get the legs out long, if that's comfortable for you. I seem to have slipped down my mat. If it's comfortable for your legs to be long and your feet to be falling out and relaxed, then obviously lay in Savasana with your arms down by your sides, arms up. If you have any pain in the lower back at all, then bring your feet to the mat, let the knees come in into constructive rest position. If you feel like your hip flexors need more of a stretch, then you can bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out into butterfly pose. Whichever suits your body is absolutely fine. And then completely settle on your mat. Tuck the shoulders underneath the body so that you're completely comfortable. Allow the neck to be long. And just make any last movement so that you're completely comfortable on your mat. Maybe roll the head from side to side just to release any last bits of tension in the neck. And then take the awareness to the breath. Notice how the breath comes in and out of the body. Whether you're breathing through the nose or the mouth or a mixture of the both. Notice where the breath moves the body. The chest, the ribs, the diaphragm, the belly, the internal organs. As you take a great big inhale, everything moves. And as you sigh out on the exhale, everything relaxes. Just watch the breath as it comes and goes in its natural rhythm, flowing in and out of the body. Then notice the effect of gravity on the body. Pressing your various body parts into the ground as you relax. Notice where your body touches the ground, starting with the right hand, the right knuckles, back of the hand, the forearm, the elbow, maybe parts of the upper arm, the shoulder blade, back of the right pelvis, the glutes, back of the right leg, the calf, the heel, heavy and relaxed, being pressed into the ground. Then take your awareness to the left side, the left hand. Notice the left knuckles pressing into the ground, the back of the hand, the forearm, the elbow, maybe parts of the upper arm, the shoulder, the left shoulder blade, back of the left pelvis, the glutes, the calf, the heel, heavy and relaxed, pressing into the mat. Back of the head, supported completely by the ground, allowing all the muscles of the neck that have carried it around all day to be completely relaxed. Relax all the muscles of the face, the forehead, the right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the temples, the ears, your upper lip, your lower lip, your jaw, completely relaxed, tongue floating in the middle of your mouth. Then take the awareness down the front of your body, the right collarbone, the left collarbone, relaxing and spreading apart from one another. The right chest muscles, the left chest muscles, the diaphragm, upper belly, belly button, lower belly, hip flexors. Completely relaxed on the mat. Your whole body, your whole torso, all 4 limbs, heavy and relaxed on your mat. Gently bringing your awareness back to your body. Maybe just wiggle a single finger to start with. Maybe rub the pad of your thumb across each of the finger pads. Maybe you feel like stretching. Maybe you feel like circling through the wrists or the ankles, or just rolling the head from side to side. However you want to move, whatever your body is craving. and give it a little bit of what it wants. Maybe you feel like hugging up into a little ball, or maybe circling through the hips and giving your lower back a little massage. Just have a couple of breaths of doing whatever feels good for you. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your side and come up to seated. And we'll just do 3 deep breaths to finish. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. And if you'd like to do lion's breath, then feel free to do lion's breath, because it's a really good stretch for the frontline fascia throughout the whole body. So if you're doing lion's breath, and really stretch the chest forward and really stick your tongue out as far as it can go. Otherwise, just 3 normal breaths. So nice big inhale. Excellent. Thank you for coming to practice and playing with me this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll come and take you all off of mute, and then if anybody wants to ask any questions, then feel free. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, then put a comment and I'll answer it.